Swampcast is Tuesday, and that meant it was Gator Day today. A lot of Gator fans here, Robbie.
Yeah, big Atlanta Gator Club, so they showed up today in force.
Yeah, and that's part of the thing about it. I was just talking to Peter Burns about that. Being in Atlanta is this is a real melting pot of the SEC, and in that way, it does make sense to me.
It does, and for media also, it's kind of centrally located, which is easy to get to.
We have our own problems. Like last night, they ran out of scallops. Bianchi was livid about that.
I saw where you tweeted about it.
I did tweet about it.
Hope you didn't get him in trouble.
But Gators really good showing today in terms of the guys they brought. I mean, they were really interesting to talk to. I wrote about C.C. Jefferson and Martez Ivey, both five-star guys who probably figured they weren't going to be here for their fourth year, but reality bites sometimes, and they are back, and they were great. They were talking about it.
Yeah, Jefferson's energy is like infectious, Pat. I mean, you get around him, you kind of get fired up. You can tell he's fired up about this team, and he kind of created the mantra for this team. He goes, "Why wait? We can win now." And I think the players really believe they can get back to Atlanta, or at least have a chance to do that in year one under Dan Mullen. We'll see, but they feel confident about it.
Yeah, he's talking about, he loves the guys they have in the interior that's going to. And just so you know, his shoulder is coming along, still rehabbing it, and hoping to be ready for the opener. Hoping to be able to get into camp, but again, when you have a torn labrum and you have surgery on it, it takes a while sometimes. But he's hoping. But he was great. Martez was great, and the funny thing I thought was really interesting what Martez and CC told us when we were in there upstairs.
Yeah.
That CC, it was the Missouri game where he went, "Dude, you need to come back because you are not ready to play in the NFL."
Yeah, that's
and Martez, it was 21-0 against Georgia, and he goes, "I'm not going out this way."
No.
Now, a lot of it, the reason they didn't go out is because the NFL didn't tell them that they should go out. But still, that there's a fire burning there with these guys.
Yeah, definitely. And Pat, nothing new on the quarterback thing. You know, he says no closing out in the spring, but he did kind of tell us that there's a chance 1, 2, 3 could play early in the year. So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, especially with the new redshirt rule.
Yeah.
I mean, you could play Emory Jones against Charleston Southern and who's the third game, Idaho.
Yeah.
You could play him in those two games and it doesn't hurt you. You're not going to lose a year for him. But that was certainly, there was not a whole lot of news. It was pretty, we asked a bunch of questions about the transfers. Still no news on the transfers, but Mullen was good. We had a good time with him, and good showing for the Gators today. I think they are a little bit they're like LSU in a different way. Yesterday we talked about how LSU was a big X factor. Florida's an X factor too because I don't think their schedule sets up pretty nicely.
It's not killer,
but you still don't know are they going to have a quarterback.
And how is he going to produce?
I was on 4 radio shows and I just did Climb On show, and I don't know the answer to quarterback.
No, the big question is still there, Pat. It's been year after year, and we're at that point now. But like Mullen said, he'll start to know when camp gets going, who's going to be the guy or the guys, how they're going to play, and what kind of offense they're going to build around.
He was pretty strong in his feelings that once they get out there in the practice field. But then he also talked a little bit about this, Robbie, that it's still going to be in the games where he's going to find out who the guy is.
Exactly. You got to get on the field to see who can do it.
Yeah. So we'll see who it ends up being. All right, that's our Swampcast for today. We'll be back tomorrow with another one, of course. Tomorrow we got another 4 teams coming in, and we'll talk about that as well. Thanks.
Halfway home.
Yeah, halfway there. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back next time with another Swampcast. And Robbie, Andreu, Pat Dooley, Graham Hall. We will be back tomorrow. Sayonara.